Hi friends, welcome again to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what are join views in SQL. Okay, so till now we have been discussed what are views. Okay, so we used to create a simple view from only one table. But in case if you want to create views from more than one tables, so these kind of views are nothing but these views are known as the join views. Okay, so the tables. So the views, or we can say the named tables that we used to create by using more than one tables are known as the join views. Okay, so now here in this example we can see that there are two base tables, employee and this department base table. Okay, so we have been created a view by using these two tables. So this is a employee department view that is going to be created by using these two base tables. Okay, so this view is nothing but this view is known as it is a join view. Okay, so this view is nothing but it is not join view. Okay, now while using join views we have some conditions. Okay, so the first condition over here is what? At least one column, okay, in the base tables must be common. Okay, for example, in these two base tables we can see that in these two employee and department table, these two columns are common. Okay, here department ID in employee table and department ID in this department table. Okay, so these two columns are what are identical. So this is what the reason on the basis of these two columns we are grouping, we are joining these two tables. Okay, so this is where the condition while using the join views. So whatever the tables that we are going to use while joining while creating the join view, they must contain at least one common column. Okay, so this is the first condition. Now let's see the second condition over here. Whatever the modifications that we perform in the base tables will also reflect in the views. Okay, so now this is an important point. This is an important point to understand over here. Let us understand this. Okay, so it is saying what? So whatever the modification that we used to perform in these base tables, it will also reflect in the join views. Okay, so what is the reason behind it? Because this view, this join view that we have created is just a named view. It's just a named table, we can say. It's just a name table. Okay, so whatever the content that it is showing to us, these all contents actually belong physically present in these tables. Okay, so as we know, views are just the virtual tables. They do not occupy any space for the contents they are having. Okay, so all the contents they used to represent us, they are getting this content from these physical position, this physical data. Okay, so whatever the changes that we are going to make in these views will also reflect in this, because it is getting the data from these tables also. Okay, so let's say we have been made and we have changed the name of Aman to Ajay, let's say. Okay, we have been changed the name of Aman to Ajay. Okay, so it will, so whenever we will want to get the data from the view, it will represent us the name as Ajay, not Aman. Okay, so what is the reason behind it? Because it is showing us the data of these tables. Okay, it is not having this data physically present at somewhere. It is getting this data, this old data is actually physically present in these tables. Okay, it's just a frame. Okay, this join view is just a frame that is showing us this kind of data. Okay, so this is what the second condition, that whatever the modification that we used to perform in these base tables will also reflect in the view. Okay, in join view. Now, the third and the most important condition while using the join views is what? We need to take care while performing operations on this join view, that is insertion operation and deletion operation. Okay, so while performing these kind of insertion and deletion operation, what kind of things that we need to care? We need to care over here that whatever the modification that are going to be performed by using this insertion and deletion operation, only the key preserved table in these two tables must be updated. Okay, that do not require to update the other tables. Okay, now here we get one term, that what is a key preserved table. Okay, here we get one term, that what is a key preserved table. Okay, so key preserved table is nothing but, so key preserved table is nothing but it's a kind of table whose primary key is not going to be referenced somewhere else. Okay, for example, in this employee table we can see that the primary key of this employee table, that is EID, is not going to be referenced by another table. Okay, for example, here this department table is not referencing this employee ID, but if we talk about this department table, so we can see that this primary key of this department table is going to be referenced by the foreign key of this employee table. Okay, so we can say that it is a non-key preserved table, but yeah, its primary key is preserved, it is safe. Okay, it is not referenced by somewhere else. Okay, so it is a key preserved table. So this is a basic means of a key preserved table. Okay, so in these two tables, this is the only table that is key preserved table. Okay, so what is it saying? So whatever the modifications by using the insertion and deletion operation we perform on this view will only require the contents of this employee table to be changed. Okay, it will not make modifications in this department table. Now let us understand this with the help of an example. Let's say we want to insert a date. So let's say we want to insert a row in this view table. Okay, let's say whose employee ID is 4 and whose name is, let's say, Bob, and his department is D3. Okay, so this kind of insertion operation, if we want to insert this row in this table, so it will be valid. Okay, so what is the reason behind this? Why is it valid? The reason is what? Because it is maintaining the foreign key references. Okay, because as I told you, whatever the insertion operation or deletion operation we used to perform on the join view will only make changes in the employee table, that is the only key preserved table. Okay, and do not make changes in the department table. So this is an insertion operation that will only insert a row in this table only, that is 4 Bob and department 3 whose ID is what? 3. Okay, but it doesn't require any make changes in this department table. Okay, so it is a valid insertion operation. Okay, it is a valid insertion operation. Instead of this, if we try to insert a row, let's say we want to insert like this 5 gem. Here I'm sorry, I need to write over here comma. Okay, because it's a character, it's a character value. Okay, character type. So I need to write over here gem, and after this, let's say I have been written over here D5. Okay, so if we try to insert this kind of row in this table, it will not be valid. So what is the reason behind it? Because it is not maintaining the foreign key references, because we are going to insert a department that doesn't exist over here. Okay, we can see that department 5 is not existing in this department table, so it is not a valid, it's an invalid insertion operation that we are performing on this join views. Okay, so this is a thing that one must need to take care while performing an insertion operation, that insertion operation must make changes only in the key preserved table. Okay, not in the other tables. Okay, so these are all the things that we need to take care while performing the insertion operation. Now let's see about the deletion operation. Okay, so there is the same case for the deletion. We have done the insertion operation. Now we will see what kind of things that we need to take care while performing the deletion operation. So basically, when we used to perform the deletion, then also we need to take care of the same things. Okay, so whatever the updations that we need to perform by using this deletion operation, that must make changes only in the key preserved table. Okay, let's understand this with the help of an example. Let's say I have written a query, I have written a delete query. Okay, let's say delete from, what is the view? Emp, what is the view name? I'm sorry, emp department view. Okay, so it's the name of this view that we have created. Okay, so I want to delete from this view, what is the condition? Where employee ID is equals to 3. Okay, instead of this, let's say I have written one more delete query. This is a second condition. Let's say I have written one more delete query. Let's say delete from, again from this view, M department view. Okay, where, here just notice this point, where department name is equals to D2. Okay, so here, although these two are the delete operations and these two are the valid delete operations in their service, but in case of join operations, in case of join views, while performing these two delete operations, there are some changes that can be made and we need to take care of this. Let's say we execute this much delete operation first. Okay, so it is what saying we want to delete from this employee table, this view, all the records that are having employee id as 3. Okay, so what it will require, it will require to delete this much record, okay, that is having employee id as 3. Okay, so as you know, it is a view, it's not a physical present, these contents are not physically present in this view, these are physically present over here. Okay, so we will physically delete this id from this table. Okay, that is here. Okay, but we can see that this query that we have written in order to delete some particular row, it is not requiring to delete the data from this table. Okay, it is just requiring to delete the data from this employee table, which is the only key piece of the table. Okay, so it is a valid, so we can say that this query that is performing, it is a valid delete query. Okay, because it is only requiring to delete the data from only the key pre-sub table, that is the employee table. Valid delete query. Okay, now if we talk about the second query that we have written, it is a second case. So what is it saying? Delete from m department view where department name is equals to D2. Now understand this point. It is saying that we want to delete, here we can see that this join view is created from these two views, these two tables, I'm sorry. Okay, so if we have said we want to delete where department name is D2, so it will also require to delete from this table also where department is equals to D2. Okay, so what this query will do, it will also delete over here let's say this particular column. Okay, and we'll also delete this particular column also. Okay, so what is the drawback, major drawback in this is what? So let's say we have been deleted, let's say this particular department over here. Okay, and there are some values, some records are still present in this table that we have not taken in this view. Okay, that we have not taken in this view but are still present in this table, record that are consisting of department as D2. Okay, so these records will be remain in this employee id. That is a kind of what disturbance of the referential key integrity. Okay, so this is what the reason. So whatever the deletion operation that we used to perform on this view will also reflect, will also make changes in the key pre-sub table, not in the non-key pre-sub tables. Okay, so this is what the things that we need to take care while performing the deletion operation and the insertion operation. So this is all about the join views. I hope so you get to know about everything. What are join views? Okay, so what are the condition while using these join views? Now we will see how do we create a join view, what is the syntax of join views. Okay, so now we will see the syntax, okay, for creating a join view. Okay, so basically the syntax is same as we use the select statement in order to select data from more than one tables. Okay, so as I told you in my previous video, we have told you how to create a view. So it's same as we select some data and then mark this select statement as a view. Okay, let's see how do we do this. Firstly, we will select the data, okay, from two tables using the select query. Select, what do we want? Let's say e dot employee id. Okay, and the second thing we want from another employee that employee table also, that is e name. Okay, the third column we want from the department table, what is it? Department name. Okay, next is what from e, so it's the object of employee table that we have been created. And the second is what? Department d. Okay, on what condition? Where e dot department id is equals to d dot department id. Okay, so this is a query that will fetch out all these three columns from employee and department table. Now we want to mark this selected data as a view. Okay, so we will simply write over here create or replace, we can say. Okay, or replace, okay, view, and we will give the view name. Okay, so what is the view name? It is imp department view. Okay, view name as. Okay, so this query will create a view, okay, that is imp department view by using the two tables, that is employee table and the department table. Okay, so this is a simple syntax we use to create a join view. Okay, I hope so you understand my lecture, you understand what is a join view, what is the syntax of join view, and what are the things that we need to care while using the join views, all the restrictions that we use to perform on the join views. Okay, thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, then do subscribe to my channel and like the video and press the bell icon for getting all latest updates. Thank you.